Well, fancy seeing you here. That's right, you. I mean you. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I'm so sorry I'm late, everybody. Technology issues, eh? They always crop up, don't they? But here we are. I also, after Birmingham, I've been feeling slightly under weather, but okay. So, yeah, it might be a slightly shorter stream tonight, probably wrapping up around 8, which is a normal time, but I mean, I'm starting late, so I apologise for that. Yep, just one of those days where everything takes longer than expected. But here we are, and we're ready to continue our, Shiny Dream Team quest in Generation 2. And we're starting with Shiny Hunting Totodile. That is my favourite of the Johto first partner Pokemon. So let's see if we can make it shine tonight. We are approaching 1,000 encounters here. Remember, the odds are 1 in 8,192. Might be that I double up on this hunt at some point, or the whole point of a Dream Team quest is that you hunt all the Pokemon on one file, so more likely I might double it up with a different quest at the same time, start another one. Yeah, in a different game, maybe Leaf Green or something, I don't know, we'll have to see. But for now, let's see if this Totodile is going to shine tonight. And let me know what you're doing alongside the stream today, if you are also shiny hunting, practicing some competitive Pokemon, etc. If you're just chilling out, maybe you're cooking a meal. Either way, very much hope I can make your day merry. I am Charlie Merriman. I'm merry by name. I'm merry by nature. I'm a host and commentator for the Pokemon Video Game Championship Series, and of course a content creator. And with that being said, let's see if we can make Totodile shine. Let me know how your days are going, everybody. And before I turn on my Game Boy, that's right, you Alex, and you Jerbski, welcome in. Fantastic to see you both here. You both having just hopped into the Discord community yesterday. Very much appreciate that, and that is linked below for anyone who wants to join. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Hope you're having a very good day. Now, I have been doing some resets for this hunt off stream, rest assured, because we could be here for a very, very long time otherwise. I mean, we will be anyway. But I have 73 encounters to add to this number, so let's do that. So that'll take us up to 740, I believe. So let's just... Oh, dear. I've made the button to change the encounter numbers up. However, if I do that while my mouse is on the OBS, it will just change the scenes. So I've now clicked away. And hello, Ty. Good to see you. Always a pleasure to welcome someone less familiar into the chat. Welcome in, Ty. How's your day going? I'm sorry I'm so late again. Just one of those days where things just don't work. Not least technology. But we are here. Yeah, my computer, I had to reset it a couple of times. I had to re-plug in this camera because I hadn't, the camera that's the webcam that's filming my Game Boy, because I hadn't set it back up after being to Birmingham Regionals, where I hosted the 8192 Shiny Challenge this past weekend. But we're here now. And hello, Natalie. Hello, Luke. Always a pleasure to see you both. Now we're at 740. That's where we should be. Very nice. Okay. Nearly 3/4 of the way to 1,000. Let's see if we get this Totodile incredibly under odds. That was a real growl in my voice, wasn't it? Incredibly. All right. Just backing this up a little bit. Thank you very much, Double T. I am excited for this shiny hunt as well. How's your day going? Hope you're having a really, really good one. Hopefully you brought the shiny luck with you. And I'm glad you're doing well, Ty. Doing some work, looking forward to watching some shiny. That's very nice. Well, it's going to be pretty chill, I hope, having this going on alongside of your work. So enjoy that. Where's the best place for me to... Because the Game Boy cartridge sticks out the bottom of an SP so much, I can't have it directly above the camera or it will get in the way. So in order to hopefully help you see the shiny, if I put it to one side maybe, or maybe I need to turn the camera a little bit. Well, let me know how this gets on for you all anyway. Yeah, the resets are a little bit slow for this hunt, but Generation 2, my favourite generation. This is my childhood copy of Pokemon Silver. Yeah, no, that's not going to work because I have to get my... make sure those run for my hands. This is slightly better, isn't it? Something like that, perhaps. Yeah, Johto, my favorite region. Pokemon Silver, my favorite game of all time, be it Pokemon or not. So I've wanted to do a Dream Team quest in Pokemon Silver for a very long time. And it feels good to be doing this, finally. We do have our targets for the team planned out, and I'll tell you about those in just a moment. You're obliterating some food, Jersky. Very nice. Chicken tenders, leftovers with some hot sauce. Sounds very good. Yeah, true. What is the hot sauce? Local maritime brand. That sounds delightful, Jersky. Now, some of you might have noticed, and I do need to somehow move this camera closer, don't I, to the screen, but I've been resetting without actually looking at the Pokemon sometimes. That is because... Is this going to work? Yeah, something like that, maybe. Yeah. Move this over slightly. My intention, of course, had been to get this all set up again after Birmingham much sooner than I did, but, you know, just one too many things on the to-do list. Anyway, yeah, some of you might have noticed that I'm resetting before actually looking at the Totodile. Well, that's less good because my backdrop is reflected in the screen. That is because, so, this is a good example. We've got a female Totodile there. The way shinies work in this game, females cannot be shiny. And also, any Totodile that has an HP stat that is not 20 cannot be shiny. That means that we can optimize this a little bit. Whenever we see a female on the nickname screen, we know it's not going to be shiny. And whenever we see an HP stat of anything other than 20, it is not going to be shiny, so we can just reset immediately without actually checking the status screen. Hello, Jack. Good to see you. How are you doing? Hope your week's off to a really good start. Yeah, I'm doing well, thanks. Although feeling a little bit under the weather, as I've been saying since Birmingham. Hope everyone else is feeling okay. How are you feeling, Jack? I hope you're not feeling any ill effects. I'm trying to work out how I did this last time, because the camera was definitely closer before. Hello, Algar. Good to see you. Thank you for hopping in for some chill shiny hunting today. Oh, hang on. Oops. Well, that's a light. This is... I'm perplexed, chat. I'm perplexed as to how I set this up before. Where the game cartridge wasn't getting in the way. But anyway, let's see what we can do. Sweet Garlic and Habanero. Very nice, Jobski. Gen 2 will be slow. These are the resets we have to go through. But again, Pokemon Silver is so special to me. How are you doing, Algar? Hope you're having a very good day. Ooh. That could help, actually, couldn't it? Yeah, if I... Things might get a bit wobbly here, chat. You're currently on the Specs Eternatus, Jack. That is not the easiest team to run, as I found out myself. Do you think maybe you'd be better off going for a slightly more intuitive team? But glad to hear that you're experimenting. Oh, this is what I meant to do. Okay. See how this works. Right, hopefully we're set up now, chat. Anyway, you're at least a 7.4 out of 10. That's pretty good, Algar. How come? What's the latest? You're getting a few wins and having fun with it. Well, that's nice. Having fun is the most important thing, of course, Jack. So, yeah. If you're having fun, that's what counts. See how it performs for you, I guess. So, everybody. Dropping the Lucky for Rillaboom or allowing Trick Room for speed control. Very innovative, Jack. That did not work. You want to give the Noivern Sylveon team a go? Yes. So do so many of us. Alex, yeah, it was such a cool team. So cool to see the Noivern on stream. I mean, I was competing. So if you can fill me in a little bit about the details of that team, that would be hugely appreciated. So that's a female, so we can reset immediately. We know that's not going to be shiny. You're not at work. That's perfect, Algar. Well, yeah, that is. I guess that would be at least a 7.4 out of 10. Very nice. So, the dream team that we're going for here. For Alligator, obviously. Fortress. I need to remind myself, actually. Espeon. Kingdra. Piloswine. And then either Skarmory or Xatu. I think we need a flyer. I'd like to have a flyer. And I think both those Pokemon are really cool. I think the first choice is probably Skarmory. But it's tough. It might be a question that we only answer way later. When we're actually at that stage of the game. You can get Skarmory just for the 8th gym. There are so many very cool Generation 2 Pokemon that you actually can't get until you're in Kanto, until you've beaten the Elite Four. So maybe at some point I'll do some kind of quest where I shiny on all of those. You know, we're talking Houndour, we're talking Murkrow, Slugma, Larvitar, Misdreavus. Misdreavus is my favourite ghost type of all time, I reckon. But that's the team we're going for. Reason being, well, Totodile, my very first partner in Generation 2. Fortress, I love the bug type, and I remember when I first evolved Pineco, when I played the game when I was much younger. Had no idea Fortress was a bug in Steel, had no idea Pineco evolved into that, I was buzzing. Espeon, again, happiness is how Eevee evolves into Espeon during the daytime. And it takes a long time in this generation. And so again, the reward of when my Eevee finally did evolve into Espeon was just perfect. Kingdra is my favourite Pokemon. Partly because Generation 2 is my favourite generation. Also, Water Dragon's a great combination. Also, I think the design is really cool. I was never able to have a Kingdra of my own back in the day because I wasn't often able to trade with anyone. Piloswine, Ice is my favourite type. It helps with a little weakness to electricity that we have going on. I know I wanted an Ice type on the team, and yeah, I really like the Pokemon. And then Skarmory, a Silver exclusive, so I like that about it. Steel Flying, a really cool combination. Xatu, I think the design's really cool, and also the area where you find it in the Ruins of Alph. Ooh, gives me shivers when I think about it. Just a patch of grass where only Natu and Smeargle appear. So, yeah, that's those brief reasonings behind each of the targets on this Dream Team quest. So I'm really looking forward. I'm glad to have this quest underway. I have been doing some resets off stream, but not too many in the past week, I have to say. That's partly because of being busy with Birmingham. So I hope to get a good number more encounters off stream this week. Oops. That was an accidental click. Alrighty. Let me catch up on this. So, Shows the Ocean can gamut a bit, dropping Iron Head for Taunt. Close combat on Urshifu. Interesting, Jack. Well, we'll see how that works out. Sticking to your beloved Kyurem White. Very cool. Very cool, Jerbsky. No, I think it's fantastic to see people being a bit more innovative with their teams. I mean, in Birmingham, I was running a Zacian Regidrago team, which certainly innovative. And I love the raw power they can dish out, but very difficult to pilot in this method. I was just making sure that Jack was braced for that possibility in running with a Spectre Turns' team. Bear in mind, Jack, as well, that Oliver, who piloted that team in Birmingham, said to me himself that he was going to be dropping the team immediately after Birmingham. It was too difficult to use. In his words, not a very good team. But, you know, maybe you can make it work. Maybe you can make it work. And welcome in, everybody, if you're just joining. Thanks for joining on this very special quest as I start my Dream Team quest in Pokemon Silver. Shiny hunting Totodile. I'm single system hunting. I could double up. I have a copy of Pokemon Gold I could hunt on as well. But the whole point of Dream Team quest is that you use just the one save file to find all of your targets. But we'll see. We'll see how we go. Please do like and subscribe if you're enjoying, everybody, and to show your support of this, what will be a very long and epic quest. Yeah, exactly, Slugma. I mean, exactly, Jerbsky. Slugma only appears in Kanto. Gold and silver and hot gold, soul silver. Love it if I got a shiny Pineco. Yeah, that's the plan, Luke. That's the plan. Headbutt those trees. Feels nice to also go for a member of the team that's locked to such a iconic Generation 2 mechanic in headbutting trees. So then, everybody, I released the next episode of my podcast today, Chazingdra Chats, the 40th episode, talking to none other than Nekkra Rosemary Kelley. How am I sounding, by the way, everybody? Am I too loud? Sound quality good enough? Is the music too loud? I had a really fascinating chat with Nekkra, so please do check that out. It's going to be... It's on the channel. And such pearls of wisdom, so much useful advice for people who want to get into casting and esports generally. Nekkra's had a really fascinating story, so I hope you all enjoy listening to that episode very much. And you're going to give it a watch later, Jovsky. Good! Well, I hope you enjoy, and let me know what you think. And the episode I'll be releasing next week is with Adef, who makes videos about maths and science within video games, including Pokemon. Kind of, especially Pokemon. Impeccable sound. Well, thank you, Alcar. Pleased to hear. Anyone who has watched that episode with Rosemary, please do share any thoughts in the chat. I'd be fascinated to read. You love Adef, yeah. Such fascinating videos that Adef puts out. And everybody, let me know how your days were. I hope you had really good Wednesdays. I was busy promoting today's episode, or this week's episode. I was, getting things ready for the release of the episode. I was also starting work on my script for the little video I'm going to make of the Birmingham 8192 Shiny Challenge. At the Birmingham Regional Championships this past weekend, I took inspiration from Nora in the Future and Quick Panic, who have hosted events like that over in the NA region. And The aim is to find as many shinies as possible within an hour on generations 2 to 5 Pokemon games. In other words, where the shiny odds are 1 in 8,192. That was a lot of fun. We did find 2 shinies, but I'm hoping to get the video out within a few days, maybe within a week. So, you'll see much more about that there, but it was so much fun. It's always a lot of fun doing shiny hunting in real life. I know that Luke in the chat was there, Jack was there as well. Apologies if I'm forgetting anyone in the chat, but had a really fantastic time there, so look out for that video, which will be on my channel soon. Fun to work on that script. I love writing. Part of the reason why I lent into being a content creator in the first place. You watched an ADEF video yesterday, Luke, which was really insightful. Yeah, he's got a really good and unique thing going, hasn't he? In terms of the premise behind his content. Really, really eye-opening. It's good for, you know, you can watch shiny hunting content, but sometimes you want to challenge your brain a little bit, and ADS videos are really good for that, staying active while doing something on the side like shiny hunting. And hello, Ethan! Good to see you. How are you doing? Hope you're having a merry day. Hope it's about to get merrier. What have you been up to today, Ethan? Before we got into VGC, okay. Interesting, Jobski. Yeah, well, that's something ADF is definitely known for. Oh, I see. Very nice. So, everyone, which is your favourite Generation 2 first partner Pokemon? Totodile, Chikorita, or Cyndaquil? You know it's Totodile for me. It's interesting as well that the Pokeballs on Professor Elm's desk aren't in Pokedex order. The way it works in every Pokedex is grass first partner, followed by fire, followed by water. But here, as you can see, water is in the middle. So I wonder why they've done it like that. It might just be, you know, any order. It doesn't have to be in Pokedex order. You're editing some videos, Ethan. Cool. What videos are you editing? Just watched ADF on a few AGDQ VODs. Yes, awesome games done quick. Very nice. An event that ADF is a crucial part of these days. Cyndaquil is your favourite of the pre-evolved, but for Alligator, your favourite fully evolved. Good answer. Good answer. I haven't thought about it in those terms, actually. I think the Totodile line is just my favourite full stop. But in Legends Arceus, I chose Rowlet, but I think, you know, I always play through any games, any Pokemon game. No spoilers. So I didn't know what they'd evolve into. I chose Rowlet because, again, I think probably is my favourite of the pre-evolveds in Legends Arceus. But in terms of fully evolved, Hisuian Typhlosion, I think, is my favourite of all of those. I think it's so cool. The slightly more cheerful expression than regular Typhlosion. The swirly, expansive neck flames. And the colour of them, that sort of deep pink. Yeah. Hello, Medler. Welcome back. Always a pleasure to see you. I hope you're doing very well. You are Chikorita. Very nice. Yeah, I enjoy playing the game on hard mode sometimes and choosing Chikorita. I really like the Pokemon. It really does struggle against so much of the game. But again, that's part of its charm, I would say. You're going to go for Cyndaquil, Jerbski. Your first hot gold playthrough, you chosen Chikorita. You went back and played Crystal, you picked Totodile. Wow. And it took choosing those two to realise that, in fact, Cyndaquil was your favourite. Bayleaf might be your favourite to play with because... Yeah, exactly. The Chikorita line, exactly what we were just saying. It's a challenge, and a challenge is fun. Your Totodile as well, Double T. Well, the clue is in your name, Double T. Well, we have a representative for each of the three there, so that's nice. Excuse me. Yeah, I wasn't feeling 100% after getting back from Birmingham this past weekend, but also, touch wood, it seems to be keeping at bay whatever I have, just sort of staying in my head. I don't have a sore throat. It's just an odd sort of ghost cough thing. Anyway. Now, Cyndaquil for sure. Quilava is your favourite Pokemon, Ethan. Like, Quick Panic Kyle. There we go. Exactly, Argyle. That emoji, exactly. Back when I was streaming Safari Week in 2024, the video of which I am working on, we got into a game, didn't we? Because I went more than 50,000 encounters for a Pokemon I then accidentally ran away from. There'll be more details in the video, so I hope you're looking forward to that. To keep things fresh, we did a game where I would do a cry from the Pokemon games, and chat would guess who it's supposed to be, and then the winner suggests another cry for me to do, and so on. So maybe we take that game for another spin. What do we all think? As in some cooking videos. Oh, nice! What sort of things have you been cooking up in those videos, Ethan? That's very exciting. Let me give you a cry for you all to guess. Let me think. Okay, here's one. Boom, 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 boom. I know it sounds weird. Boom, 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 boom. But that is a cry from the Pokemon games, and I'll give you a clue immediately. It is Generation 1 Pokemon. Generation 1 Pokemon. I can give more clues if people are struggling. Boom, 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 boom. Very good, Chesky. Oh my goodness. It is Krabby. That was so impressive. Immediately knew. Not unknown, Algar. No. Krabby. As Jerbski said. Wow. I love that. Well, Jerbski, you get to suggest another cry for me to do. Growing up, was you giving up the stubborn ideology that Charizard wasn't cool? They only held just because it was extremely popular. You gotta say it, Charizard is so cool. Charizard is definitely divisive. But I'm glad to hear that, you know, you're not just going with the crowd. It's a dragon with a tail that's on fire. I mean, gotta love that. Yes, it's very popular, but if you like it, then you like it. And I'm pleased to hear. It's crazy knowledge, isn't it, Ethan? You should have known. Well, good for you, Algar. I remember saying during the Fire Week streams that I'm sure people would remember more of the cries than they realised. They're just sort of registered deep somewhere in our psyche, I think. Reggie Rock, David. I can't remember. Obviously, you've got Reggie Rock in the anime, which is sort of a bit of a meme. Sort of thing. But in the games, I can't recall how Reggie Rock's cry is. Last things you made was chicken and orzo in an air fryer. Ooh. That sounds delightful, Ethan. Are you sort of a chef by trade, somehow? Where does your passion for cooking come from? Darkrai. Cry was really cool, but a challenge to imitate. Hello, Emerald. Good to see you. Welcome to some shiny hunting. Let's get these encounters in. I have been doing some encounters off stream to keep it up. But not as many as I'd have liked in the past week because I've been so busy with Birmingham, etc. So, we'll see what progress we can make tonight. But anyway, how are you doing, Emerald? How's your day going? Darkrai. I can't recall Darkrai's cry off the top of my head, Jerbsky. So I apologise for that. Can you give me another one? And I'll try that one instead. Sorry. Because you obviously never see Darkrai in competitive. And you rarely see it in the games at all. Yeah, I can't recall how it is. Sports therapist by trade. Oh, right. Just always loved cooking. Good for you, Ethan, yeah. That's a really nice idea. But clearly a Pokemon fan as well. Are you, Ethan, more of a competitive player, more of a shiny hunter, more just a casual playthrough sort of person? Set yourself challenges. Speaking of which, tomorrow the continuation of my beating Pokémon Brilliant Diamond with just Ledian quest, which I am loving. We beat the 7th gym last week, if you can believe it. Next up, we've got a whole load of Team Galactic stuff before we take on the 8th gym. So let's save the world. Let's see if Ledian is up to the task. It's going to be, you know, even just an average trainer can be like a boss fight with Ledian. So it could be quite the challenge. And lots of consecutive battles as well. So I'm really looking forward to that. It's going to be 5:45 tomorrow GMT on this very YouTube channel. Pride yourself in your cry knowledge. Good, Joski. Good. Well, you'll fit right in here. So, Bastiodon. Yeah, okay. Bastiodon's cry is coming back to me. Just give me a moment while I try and replicate that. It's like... I think I'm right. You can tell, but if your knowledge of cries is so good, Josky, you can tell me if I'm wrong with what I'm about to imitate. But something like, something like that. Let me try it again. Something like that. You've always loved Lady Anne Elgar. Well, you will love that challenge. So see you tomorrow. Yeah, the first gym, being a rock-type gym, was a very tricky start. Lady Anne, of course, has a double weakness to rock, being bug and flying. It all came down to needing to outspeed Roark's Onix. So, thanks to Worm's Eye in my Discord community once again for advising me on applying carbos to my Ledabur at that stage, and we were able to win. If you're just tuning in, make sure you check out at some point Rosemary Nekkra episode of my podcast, Chazingdra Chats, on the channel right now, taking a stroll through the life stories of people in the Pokemon community, discovering the 6 Pokemon on their dream team along the way. It's always an illuminating time. And Rose shared some really fascinating things with us, so do make sure you check it out. Of course, famed caster and host within esports for Pokemon, Overwatch, Teamfight Tactics, and more. So I hope you enjoy that. Pretty close. Thank you, Joski. I thought that was the cry I was thinking of. With Bastiodon. But then again, I wasn't sure if I was confusing it with something else. But anyway, good. You're more of a casual player, Ethan. Cool. Very cool. Ooh, Reggie Drago. I'm glad you enjoyed the episode, Alex. Yes, I saw your message in the community, and that's linked below, everybody, by the way, if you'd like to join. Chazingra's Chocolate Factory, come and join the merry folk, and let's share our love for all the treats that the Pokemon video games have to offer. 39 more episodes. Where that one came from, Alex, so plenty to get involved in. Enjoy catching up on the backlog. Back catalogue. Ooh. Oh. There we go. The aim is to feature as broad a range of guests as possible, so there's bound to be something for everyone in the show. Or on the show. Oh yeah, more of a long gurr noise. Okay. So like sort of thing. Yeah, I know what you mean. Reggie Drago is a good one, and one, of course, a Pokemon that I was running at the Birmingham Regional Championships this past weekend. Reggie Drago. I'm now trying to remember. I must have heard it so many times. I'm trying to remember its cry. Oh yeah, it's like sort of sounds like it's laughing quite menacingly at the end of its crying. Something like that. Close cry. 10 out of 10 Bastiodon. Thank you, Jebski. Well, what can I say? What can I say? Close cry. I can't remember close cry now, Alex. Thank you for the Drago. Compliment Jebski as well. Let me do another one for you all to guess. I'm just trying to get my webcam focusing. There we go. And again, I'm very impressed by your knowledge, Jovsky. I'm not doing the best impression of that, but you get the idea. Can you name that Pokemon? Generation 3. And I think you'd have one of two answers, really. The Claw of Moose, for some reason. Yeah, I need to remind myself of those. Jobski and Alex, thank you so much for sharing a few details about yourselves in the Introduce Yourself channel of the Discord community. Fantastic to get to know you a little bit better, and fascinating stories. Jobski, all the very best of luck with hosting locals. And Alex, fascinating to read about your background in wrestling. Wow, Jovsky, well done. It is Illumise. Illumise or Volbeat. Although I guess Volbeat's more like... It's sped up, isn't it? Illumise is... And Volbeat is... Nah. Wow, Jovsky, that's 2 for 2. Very impressed. So you get to suggest another one for me to do now. Oh, wow. You have... So that's 0 speed over here, I guess. Girafarig, Iron Hands, Regidrago, Galarian, Weezing. Thinking of Incineroar, maybe another Pokemon for a Trick Room team. Wow, that could be fun, David. That could be really fun. So I guess in the current regulation, you'd need some kind of restricted Pokemon that's 0 speed. Let me see, what could be a good fit there? You often see Galarian Weezing with Calyrex Shadow Rider teams, but you don't want a Calyrex Shadow Rider Trick Room team because it's so fast. So it could go Calyrex Ice Rider. You want to say Snorant, Jack. Snorant's more like... More like that. But yeah, sometimes a cry does give a vibe of a different Pokemon. Well, no, of course, Alex. You know, as the podcast shows, I want to get to know the people in the community. That's what's so fascinating about the community. And also just, you know, my interest. I think, you know, it's a shame sometimes we see all these content creators, all these competitive players, etc. so much, but we never really get to know the person. So that's what the show is all about. That's what my vibe is all about, really, as well, I suppose. Middle form of my favourite. Give us a Seadra. Ooh, interesting, Jerbski. Well, for a start, Horsey I always... Oh, yeah. Okay, I think I know. I was going to say, Horsey I always confuse with others. Seadra... Am I right, Jerbski, in saying that Seadra's like... Rawr, rawr, bit like that? There's something a little bit intense about Seadra's cry. It's one of those ones that's really quite hard to replicate sonically or vocally, I mean. But is that the sort of ballpark? Impressions are elite. Well, thank you, David. Thank you. That means a huge amount. You know a guy when it comes to calorie size. That's right. Ben White, member of the community. And yeah, good little bit of knowledge about neutralizing gas there, Alex. Thank you for sharing. Orange Island's anime went do. I love seeing people typing out the noises of Pokemon cries. Thank you, Jeffsky. I'm glad that was a good impression. Impressing the Cry Master. That's how I'm increasingly seeing you as. Need to remember to hydrate on the next... actually, right now. Stay hydrated, everybody. A big fan of Finion after hearing its crying go. Hello, Dread. Well, I'm very pleased that the algorithm suggested this stream to you. Hello, Dread. Good to see you in the chat. Always lovely to see someone new here. Thanks so much for stopping by. I'm glad you enjoyed... Well, I hope you enjoyed the interviews with Absol and Lee, and I'm glad that you discovered them. Rare YouTube win. Well, wonderful. Wonderful, Dread. How's your week going, and what's your favourite Pokemon? Thank you so much again for being here. Please do like and subscribe if we're enjoying, everybody. Would mean a huge amount. I've got all my socials linked below. I'm at Chazingdra, Blue Sky X, Instagram, TikTok. Got my Discord community link below as well. If you want to share our love for all the treats that the Pokemon video games have to offer, then come and hop into Chazingdra's Chocolate Factory. Come and join the merry folk. It'll be a pleasure to see you there. Got my Patreon link below if you want to support me as a creator. And of course, latest episode of that very podcast, Dread, featuring Rosemary Nekkra, dropped today. Had a really fascinating chat with her, so make sure you check that out. And I'll be streaming tomorrow, 5:45 UK time. I'll be more on time tomorrow, I hope, as well. Just today was one of those days where everything was getting delayed, but... yeah, doing my Pokémon Brilliant Diamond Ledian only run. Trying to beat the entire game with just Ledian. We've beaten the 7th gym. We're up to saving the world from Team Galactic, so I hope to see you tomorrow. Anime Seedra. Kingdra is cool in the Entei movie. Yeah, I can't remember now. Kingdra's cry from that film. Okay, so Finion's cry, David, is like... It's got a sort of slappy quality to it. Sort of thing. I'm trying to remember how many it is. Sort of thing. That sort of thing. But I can't remember exactly how many. That makes any sense. And Luminion I remember better. It's like... it echoes. That sort of thing. If you're just tuning in and you're wondering what on earth is going on, I am doing Pokemon cries for chat to guess. And if you have one that you'd like me to try and imitate, then please do suggest it, and I will do my best. See if I can remember it, first of all. And then do my best. Kind of close off the top of your head. Good, David. I aim to replicate as closely as I can. Going to do another one for you all to guess. Let me see. Being electronic noises, cries can be pretty hard to imitate, but what was that one? Generation 1 Pokemon. It kind of sounds like the animal that the Pokemon is based on. Kind of. Oh my goodness, Joski, you've done it again. It is Meowth. 3 for 3. Oh my goodness. Wow. I'd love to hear you imitate some Pokemon cries, because I'm sure you have honed them very, very well. Yeah, Joski. Immediately in there with the answer. Meowth. Gonna have to do a really hard one next. Gonna get my thinking cap on now, but feel free to suggest another one for me to do in the meantime. Okay, yeah, I've got another one to do. But I'll save it for the time being. Having to go to Worlds, Jerbski. Well, that's very exciting. You are based in Canada, right? So, how far away would Anaheim be for you? Arcanine is your favourite and has been since Generation 1 Dread. Wow. I had no internet for 4 days, finally got fixed. That's been fun. Well, honoured that on the day your internet's fixed, you're hanging out here. Pleasure to see you. And if you want to hop into my Discord community, Chazingdra's Chocolate Factory, as I say, the link is in the description below. It'll be a pleasure to have you join the merry folk. And did you enjoy the podcast episodes with Absol Blogs Pokemon and Lee Provost? Dread, I hope you did. Very much all the way southeast from you. Oh, okay, Jobski. Still nice to make that trip to visit. So, I will do my next cry for you all to guess, but also Jobski, feel free to suggest one for me to do. Alright. Which Pokemon is this? It's like that. Another Gen 1 Pokemon. Very first generation. If anyone's confused as to why I'm resetting some of them before checking the status screen, the way Shinies work in Generation 2, the first partner Pokemon cannot be female and shiny. And also in terms of, in the case of Totodile, it would have to have an HP stat of exactly 20. So if either of those things are not true, then we can reset immediately. We know it's not going to be shiny. Important little optimizations that will pay dividends over the course of what could be a long hunt. And this is my childhood copy of Pokemon Silver. So it's all very special. And Alex, of course, you would be the one to get that. It is Magikarp. Congratulations. Magikarp, yeah. I'm very impressed, everyone, because first time exclusively is when people have guessed the correct Pokemon, so that's really good knowledge. I also take it as a bit of a compliment myself, because these electronic sounds are hard to replicate with a voice. But clearly, they're relatively accurate, so that's delightful. Thinking a poison type like Grimer. Grimer, from what I remember, is just like... It's a bit like Snorlax, now I think about it. Very, very simple. Something like that. Glad you enjoyed them, Dread. That's delightful to hear. Nice to see the people in the community in a format where they can just chill and chat about themselves. Yeah, I'm glad. That's what the podcast is aiming to provide, because it's so rare that we get that opportunity. Normally. So yeah, I'm delighted that the format registered with you, Dread. Alex, tell me, I'm intrigued why you've chosen Magikarp to be sort of the your branding. Last night I interviewed it's Axon for the podcast, Pokemon Go World Champion from 2023. I had a really good chat with Axon. Such insight. He remembers his winning NAIC 2022 run and winning Worlds 2023 run in such detail. Each of his opponents, each of his plays. And yet found his start in... well, was introduced to the idea of competitive Pokemon anyway in the video game. Around Generation 6, Pokemon Y. That's going to drop in a couple of weeks, so I'll be looking forward to it. And next week is going to be ADEF on the podcast, exploring maths and science in video games, such as Pokemon and beyond. Give us a Rotom. Rotom is like... that sort of thing. I'm trying to think if there's any other detail in Rotom's cry. How's that? Is that registering? When you were wrestling, one of your big moves was a splash. You used to call the move Alex U Splash. Oh, I see. That's delightful. Ask your brother's Jory's and Magikarp and the rest of history. That's hilarious. What a fantastic handle. Fascinating that you were a wrestler. I remember playing on the PlayStation 1 WWF SmackDown. With my brother. Wow, those are the days. Anyone else remember that game? Pretty close. Thank you, Jobski. Thank you. As you know, I hold you up as the benchmark for my cry representations. Stay hydrated, everybody. Wait a second. Have you liked and subscribed? Make sure you do. Oops. So, any other shiny hunters in chat? What are our targets at the moment? What Pokemon are we wanting to shiny hunt? Or what ongoing quests do we have? You loved WWF SmackDown, Luke. Glad that someone else remembers that game. And Luke, I don't know if you saw in the Discord server, but I asked if anyone can remember how many consoles we had total. I think it was about 19 people, but if you can remember how many consoles we had roughly, that would be a huge help for the video that I'm making of that 8192 Shiny Challenge I hosted at Birmingham. Finding as many shinies as we could in an hour on Generation 2 to 5 Pokemon games, where the shiny odds are 1 in 8,192. It was a blast, and we found 2 shinies. I'm hoping to get a video out about it within the next week or so, so I'll be looking forward to that. I was working on the script today, but also there were other things that delayed me and had to and required my attention. Oops. I'm going to just suggest a cry you don't yourself know. That's true, Jevsky, that's true. But yeah, I'm glad that they're coming out well. Fun time. You have 2 boys in one race being hurt. That's fair enough. And you enjoy WWF SmackDown, Alex, yeah. I'm glad you took that decision wisely and carefully whether to continue wrestling or not. So what do you do now? So today you start your quest for the full odds, strong-willed, quirky nature, shiny Mesprit. Oh, wow. First thing you're going to do is play through the game and have some fun while you're at it. Wow, Meddler. What a fascinating idea for a hunt. So, strong-willed, quirky nature, shiny Mesprit. That's a lot that has to go right. Why all of those specific things? So, shiny Mesprit, sure. Quirky nature is one thing, but then also the sort of tag strong-willed. That's going to be an epic quest because it's going to feel so good when you get it. So yeah, how come all of those things at once? You're hunting Own Tempo Rockruff at the moment. 5 shinies, but no Own Tempo. And I mean, similar question to you, Dreb. Why specifically Own Tempo? Very nice. And Meddler, which game are you going to shiny hunt for Mesprit in? Isn't Mesprit also the one that roams? Wow. Fair enough, yeah. Well, yeah, you keep that to yourself, and good luck on making that video. Good luck on the hunt. Wow. If Mesprit is the one that roams as well, that is, which I think it is, that's really quite the task. But you get those encounters in. The only way to guarantee not finding shiny is by not doing encounters. Oh, in Black 2, so maybe it doesn't roam in that game. I'm not so familiar with how the Lake Guardians work in Black 2 and White 2, actually. But yeah, intrigued to hear, Meddler. Your wife owns a business. You do 2 days of care work and look after the boys. Oh yeah, and Pokemon content on the side. Very cool. That sounds good, Alex. That sounds good. Sounds like a good balance. Pleased to hear it. Very quirky choice to take a strong will to complete Algar. Well, that is one way of saying it, isn't it? Oh, wow. I didn't realise that. The outbreaks are locked to certain abilities. I did not realise that, David. Of course, what you could do, Dread, is just use an ability capsule to change the nature. No. Change the ability, I mean. But I didn't realise that. Very good to know. Thank you for sharing that, David. You just found Flamigo. You need to figure out your Grand Challenge team and then trying to help some of the members. Yes. The Grand Challenge, I think it's next weekend. I might stream that, I might not. Just a bit busy, really, but I'll have to see what I have time for. But yes, that is on my radar. Who else is going to compete in the Grand Challenge and what sort of teams? Excuse me, Grand Challenge. Little voice crack there. As I say, I haven't been feeling 100% since Birmingham, but I hope overnight tonight it will just go away because it's sort of... It's very much remained on the fringes since yesterday when I first felt it come on. Yeah, who else is going to be doing the Grand Challenge and what sort of teams are you thinking of using? Please do like and subscribe if you're enjoying, everybody. Thank you very much. Nearly at 650 subscribers. And latest episode of my podcast, Chazingdra Chats, featuring Rosemary Kelley, Nekkra, came out today. Really good response to that so far. Make sure you don't miss out. Had a fascinating chat. The 40th episode of the show, can you believe? Which means we're approaching me having done this podcast for a year. In a couple of months' time. Unbelievable. I released an episode every single week since mid-April last year. Took a couple of weeks off over Christmas, but now we're right back on it. Oh wow, they you can't actually use the ability patch or capsule on them. Wow. I didn't realise that. Goes to show. Played these games for a long time, but you still learn something new every day with them. Didn't even realise shinies were in gold and silver. Yeah. Well, if you've ever played through gold or silver or crystal, Alex, there's the scripted shiny, so to speak, the red Gyarados in the Lake of Rage. It was kind of, I guess, showcasing that Pokemon was now on the Game Boy Color, and so experimenting with the colours that Pokemon could be. Yeah, I found one random shiny besides the Gyarados, Alex, in Silver. This very copy of Silver, which was a Kakuna. And yeah, that was it for Generation 2. Such an exciting moment. I couldn't quite believe it. I thought the Gyarados was its own thing. But then, lo and behold, found a green Kakuna. And the only other random shiny I found while playing through, before I knew shiny hunting was a thing, etc., was in Pokemon White version, Generation 5, where the odds are still 8,192, 1 in 8,192, Generations 2, 3, 4, 5, those are the odds. Random shiny Drifblim in the Giant Chasm, which is a very cool find. And very fortunately for me, it didn't use Explosion. To a certain extent, I'm not surprised that I found that, because I was, even after beating that game, I played it so much, just sort of coming up with ideas for competitive teams and trying them out in the battle, I can't remember what it was called, but it's in Nimbasa City, I think. Whatever the battle facility is there. So single battles. I didn't know about VGC at that point. But yeah, the rarity obviously means that when you do run into a shiny, it's so special. Nothing seems to have own tempo. Chance of own tempo at dusk. Well, the plot thickens. Dream Team Big Dog, that's me, Heath. As I've said to you before, I love all these new dog names that you come up with for me. How are you doing, Heath? How is work going? I hope that you're nearly at the end of the day. And I hope you're feeling good about what's coming up for you this weekend. All the ins and outs of how these mechanics work, it's fascinating, isn't it? I think it's what keeps us coming back to Pokemon. Such a multifaceted experience. That's how long it's been since you played. Yes, that red Gyarados in the Lake of Rage. No, fair enough. Not for not remembering, Alex. Exactly, it's been a while, as you say. Gonna have to find another way. Yeah. Really good facts that you shared there, David, with Dread. So thank you on behalf of all of us. And I guess, Dread, what that means is you could just use a Sparkling Power Sandwich for Rock. Because if it's not an outbreak, and then hunt the Rockruff somewhere else, because if it's not an outbreak, presumably it can have either ability, I assume. And yeah, again, Dread, why specifically do you want the own tempo Rockruff? Is it because then it evolves at dusk? What are people's plans for the rest of the week and the weekend? I'll be streaming my Ledian run tomorrow, as I say. I'll probably work more on my Shiny 8192 challenge video, summarising the challenge I ran at Birmingham last weekend, or this past weekend, for my YouTube channel. Maybe a bit of editing of my Safari Week video too. And I think those are the main things, really. There'll be other life stuff to do alongside, but that's the vague plan. How about everyone else? I'll probably continue hunting this off stream tonight. Maybe I'll try and get to 1,000 encounters. With this hunt, I find it takes just over an hour to do 100, which is a shame. It'd be nice if it was around 100 encounters per hour. But of course, Shiny hunting is made so much easier by having something to occupy you along the side. And in fact, I'd argue that really with Shiny hunting, what you want is the focus to be on the other thing, and the Shiny hunting is just what you're doing alongside. Which in this case is hanging out with all of you. Lovely people. But it could be watching YouTube, it could be a podcast, it could be a film, etc. Oh yeah, of course. And welcome to the chat, John Mark. Always a pleasure to see you. The San Antonio Regionals this weekend. The first NA event of the year for competitive Pokemon. Yeah, nice, doing a little co-stream. Interesting. Finished a big project you've been working on for something. Cool. What is that project that you finished, Jean-Marc? That's very intriguing. Both the other forms, you just need this one to complete the set. I see. So much like and rock with the Sandstorm team. Fun. Fun, Dread. I hope that works out for you. You are lovely, Algar. I feel like lovely is a far more UK word than US, correct me if I'm wrong. I can't imagine as easily an American describing something as lovely, but I might be wrong. Trying to hunt more shiny Deoxys this week. Oh, wow. Minus 12 where you are and getting cold. So whereabouts are you based, Toad? I apologize if you told me before. That is exceedingly cold. Wow. And where are you shiny hunting Deoxys, David? Which game? It's a shame that Deoxys never came to Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, isn't it? That would have been really, really cool. Maybe one day, but it's looking pretty doubtful at this point. Also, Jean-Marc, I've just remembered. We were liaising on X about the audio for my episode of the podcast featuring Katatsu and Univer. And maybe a couple of others. I did eventually get back to you, and I really mean eventually. After our initial chat, I eventually got back to you about what the issue is. And I hope you saw that message, and I apologise for taking so long. It's just one of the things that I thought, okay, approaching the holiday season, I will just tie up all of those loose ends then. But yeah, as you probably read, it was simply that the headphones I was using were not very good quality. And so it was making the sound much worse than it actually was. Which is so annoying. So it would mean I would mess around with the audio settings in the edit in DaVinci Resolve. And then doing so, the audio would only come out of one headphone. But anyway, that's what was going on, and it's all sorted now, thankfully. But I thank you again for your input on that front, Jean-Marc. You made a VGC version of The Price is Right. Oh, yeah! That is so cool, Jean-Marc. That is so cool. The Price is Right. That is a show that has some history for us in the UK. Is there a US version of it as well? What a fun project. I hope it goes really well. You're trying to come up with creative... Oh, yeah. 1.5 hours left of work. Decent day, just cold. Glad that the day is going okay, Heath. And I say Dream Team Dog is a good one, Heath. So it's worked with me. You don't feel that pressure to be creative with the names, Heath. It's just a pleasure to see you in the stream. So yeah, please don't worry too much about that. You're in Philadelphia, David. Wow, okay. Minus 12, yeah, that's a lot. Look at this little friend that I picked up at Birmingham. Little Vulpix desk ornament. It's very cute. So, why don't we have Vulpix looking over us here? Yeah, perfect. Maybe this is the lucky charm we need as we enter the last half hour of stream today, everybody. I am doing well, thanks, Heath, although, as I've been saying, not been feeling 100% since Birmingham Regionals this past weekend. But at the same time, that feeling has been fairly on the fringes, which is a good sign. So I'm hoping that after a good sleep tonight, it will just fade away. But we'll see. Doing good. It was a slightly frustrating day. All sorts of delays today that I really didn't need on a day when I would have liked to have been more productive. But doing pretty well, thanks. Heath, yeah. Ah... Well, hello, Pardeur. Thank you so much for hopping into the chat, and a pleasure to meet you and Daniel in Birmingham. It was a lot of fun, wasn't it? And I'm actually working on turning that experience into a video, so look out for that on my channel But how's your week going, Podder? Appreciate you hopping in. And I've got my Discord community link below as well if you want to hop in there. And in fact, it was Daniel that found the shiny throw, wasn't it? I meant to ask him for a picture of that just on his phone that I can use in the video and as a keepsake. So if you'd like to share a picture with me in the Discord, then feel free, but obviously no worries if not. But I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yeah, it's so fun doing shiny hunting in real life. Well, let's hope that there is an 8192 shiny challenge happening at EUIC. Yeah, not sure yet. But anyway, thanks so much for hopping into the chat, Podo. And also another question is, for the video that I'm making, I'm trying to recall how many consoles we had. I think it was 19 people. But if you have any idea roughly how many consoles we had shiny hunting, that'd be hugely helpful as well. I will do my best to recall if not. But anyway, I hope you're having a good week, Pardo. -1 for you, Heath. So yeah, not quite the -12 of Philadelphia. Price Right is originally American. Oh, right, Luke. Thank you for correcting me there. Goes to show sometimes you are not sure where something originated from, but thank you for that, Luke. Oh, you did see what happened in the end, John Mark. Good. Thank you very much, John Mark, and yeah, I appreciate all of your advice on that front again. The pressure, Heath. No, I don't feel any pressure. Don't feel any pressure. It's just always a pleasure to hang with you. Managed to get a shiny Defense Deoxys from the battle rewards. Wow. That's incredible, Dread. Pokemon Go. What a reward. All this knowledge, all this new information about the Price is Right US. Apparently the original one. Bob Barker and then Drew Carey. Well, thank you. Trivia like that, I think it's so important. It's all about the fun that we have. Trivia gives things soul, you know? Some people might call it pointless. I disagree. I think the world would be a less fun place without trivia. Got a few people who are going to San Antonio to help you test it. A few hiccups weren't too bad to fix. Well, I'm glad to hear it, John Mark, and I'm looking forward to seeing how that goes for you. Very nice. For the uninitiated, what's the 8192 challenge, Red? So, this is something started by Nora in the Future and Quick Panic over in the NA region. On the generations 2 to 5 Pokemon games, where the shiny odds are 1 in 8,192, the idea of the 8192 challenge is we see how many shinies we can find in an hour. About 20 people turned up, which was wonderful. Bigger than I was expecting. You know, the post got some traction on X, but you never know with something like that. And so, yeah, everyone hunting, some people with multiple consoles, and we see how many shinies we can find in an hour. And we found 2, but I'll save what they were for the video. So keep an eye out for that. The hour did fly by, didn't it, Pardo? I'm glad you found that as well. That's a sign that you're having fun. Was tempted to extend it for longer, but there we are. I went to the Discord and sent a picture. Thanks very much, Pardo. Yeah, exactly. A picture of the summary screen would be really, really helpful. Thank you. That'll be incredible. It's linked below the Discord. It's linked below. Along with my Patreon, by the way, everyone, if you want to support me as a creator. I've got supers as well, because I recently became a YouTube partner. And so all sorts of new things will be unlocked as I approach 1,000 subscribers. I need to get going with channel membership stuff, and I apologise for not having made inroads on that. It's just been so busy. I was looking into it very early on in the year, and I want to continue. That's another thing I hope to make progress on this week, actually, the YouTube channel memberships. So anyway, I've got those. I've got my Discord link below, as I say. I've got all my socials at Chazingdra, X, Blue Sky, Instagram, TikTok. Those are linked below as well. Streaming tomorrow, 5:45, trying to solo Pokémon Brilliant Diamond with Ledian. I'm loving that quest, and I hope you all are as well. If you don't know me, I am a host and commentator of the Pokemon Video Game Championship Series. And, of course, a content creator. I am Charlie Merriman, and my aim is to make your day merry. Let's refocus this camera. I enjoy competitive play. I enjoy casual play, as you can see here. Just everything that Pokemon has to offer, really. In my mind, it's an unrivaled franchise. A pleasure to be hanging out with so many people who also enjoy shiny hunting and Pokemon in general. Anyway. I appreciate the Pokemon Go knowledge being shared as well, which is, admittedly, one aspect of Pokemon that I'm not so familiar with. 6 of you at the end, also with 1 console each. That does help. That does help. Thank you very much, Pardo. Okay, I will try and remember how many consoles we had at our end of the table. Good to see you, Riley. Welcome. Hope you're having a very merry day. Hope it's about to get merrier. How are you doing? I'm doing very well, thanks. Feeling slightly under the weather, but not too bad. After Birmingham this past weekend. And yeah, a day that had some hold-ups, but it was okay. And now I'm just enjoying hanging out with everybody. How's it going for you, Riley? How's the Zangoose hunt? And also, Riley, I'm aware you've mentioned your Ho-Oh Sneasel team, which... And you've shared the rental code with me numerous times. If you want to hop into my Discord community, which is linked below, there at least I can have the rental code just to hand. So that if it comes to streaming with it one day, I will be able to. So thank you for sharing the rental code with me, and I apologise that I haven't taken a note of it. There's, always so many things to juggle when you're streaming. So, yeah. But Ho-Oh Sneasel certainly sounds fun, so I'd love to take a deeper look at the team. Hello, Dusty Go-Go. What's something that I uniquely love about Pokemon? That's a really good question, and welcome to the chat, Dusty Go-Go. Good to see you. Hot take about the franchise. Something I uniquely love about Pokemon. Really good question. Let me think about that. I'm a big fan of anything grindy, as I guess this Dream Team quest shows. I think the feeling of getting a reward that you've been working towards is unmatched, especially within Pokemon. So, for example, I prefer the way experience works without the automatic experience share. You know, I was doing a playthrough of Crystal over the holiday season, and I'm continuing with that now, and I'm loving it. I really, really, really like, you know, if I catch a new Pokemon for the team and it's 10 levels lower or something than what the rest of the team is, I like putting the time aside just to grind those levels. There's also obviously the thrill of potentially I'll find a shiny while I do this, but just seeing that little bar go up, it's just as simple as that. I prefer the challenge that grinding levels presents. But then again, I think the experience share in Scarlet and Violet, etc. has a place. It just makes the experience a bit different. And sometimes you want a bit of a quicker process leveling up. So that's what I'd say, Dusty Go. It's not a massively hot take, but that is one that I hold dear. How about you, Dusty Go-Go? What's your hot take? What's one thing you uniquely love about Pokemon? Start me with grinding late for the goose. Let's see if you can hit 85,000 encounters. Got a day off tomorrow. Well, that's exciting. Hope you enjoy taking the evening off in advance of your day off, Riley. No worries about the team, it's just a silly one. Well, still, silly is fun to stream with. So, I will try and get the rental code from a previous stream. I love the idea of a Ho-Oh Sneasel team. I think Ho-Oh generally is underexplored. Perhaps pretty difficult to make work right now with powerhouse Pokemon, especially, or very powerful Pokemon like Miraidon, Calyrex, and, well, both Calyrexes. But yeah, with Miraidon having won the most recent regional championships in Birmingham, and Ho-Oh being a part flying type, electric, super effective into fire. I mean, flying. Yeah, maybe not looking so good for Ho-Oh, but still, I think it offers some really interesting potential. Poke with Regenerator. And then you've got Lugia. How cool is it, by the way, that they get such cool abilities? Regenerator for Ho-Oh and multi-scale for Lugia. Yeah, Lee was telling me about this interesting Lugia team that's apparently been doing the rounds in Japan recently that I'd love to see in action. And it is... The sort of core is Fluttermane, Tatsugiri, Dondozo, and Lugia. Fluttermane and Tatsugiri lead, Perish Song, switch the Fluttermane into Dondozo. When the Tatsugiri goes down, Lugia comes out, uses Psych Up, copies the Dondozo stat changes, and of course Lugia has access to Recover. It's got good flying type move, and that is something that Lugia's really got going for it. Aeroblast. Whereas ordinarily for good flying type coverage, you have to, you know, flying, Terra Blast, etc. So very difficult to remove, hits very hard, etc. But, you know, if those are the lengths that you have to go to make a Pokemon like Lugia work, maybe it's just a sign that it's not a Pokemon to focus on too heavily. My red light has come on, so I need to put my system on charge. Which cable is it? This one. There we go. And of course I'm playing Pokemon Silver. Pokemon Silver is my favourite game of all time. So a Lugia team really would hit the spot. I think I need to add an encounter though. Add a reset. I think Kanto is a good region, but you'd want a new 3D rendering of it. Interesting, Dusty Go-Go. Interesting. That's an interesting answer. intrigued by that suggestion. How about everyone else? What is one thing you uniquely love about Pokemon? I think that's a really good question from Dusty Gogo. Algar, you like how many ways there are to enjoy the series. I totally agree with you. Competitive lore, Nuzlocke, shiny hunting. Yeah, that's essentially the whole reason behind my channel. Different ways to enjoy Pokemon. Why it's such an enduring franchise. So totally agree with you there, Algar. You're going to flashbacks to Muck Lugia teams. Yes, Alex, yeah, wow. Brutal teams they are. But a lot of fun, has to be said. Put a picture of the shiny in the show your shinies in the Discord. Lovely. Thank you very much for the luck with the video as well, Podder. Thank you. That's very, very helpful indeed. And a pleasure to have you in the Discord. It's linked below, everybody, if you want to join. Come and hop into Chazingdra's Chocolate Factory and join the merry folk. There we go. WVRQ GG. WVRQ GG. Thank you, Riley. Lead Ho-Oh and Smeargle. It's got Smeargle as well. Ideal. Use Smeargle to set up support Tailwind with Ho-Oh. And the eject pack activates, which brings in Sneasel. Whew! Fun. Shiny Totodile will happen at 9:37. Jack, thank you for hopping in to say that. 9:37 won't happen on stream, unfortunately. I'll be stopping streaming in under 10 minutes at this point. Let's get up to 875 resets. And then we'll call it a stream. But I'll probably continue shiny hunting for Totodile tonight. Doing those off-stream encounters so that the number's looking a bit healthier next time. Maybe, as I say, I'll consider sort of starting another Dream Team quest alongside so that I'm hunting on multiple consoles at once to up our odds of finding something on any given stream. Plus, you know, so many Dream Team quests that I want to do. Might as well start as soon as I can. Favorite thing about the games, Go-Goat allows you to access the Pokemon world. Team building, exploration, all the RPG. Brings the world to life and allows you agency. Yeah! You're certainly right, Dasagoga. I wouldn't even call that a hot take, really. I mean, that's the premise of Pokemon, but it's handled so well, isn't it? Such exciting games. Some people who are into Pokemon don't have anything in common about how you play, which reminds you of the Pokemon world from the anime. Yes, you're so right. Yeah, in the anime it's all about, well, some people just live with Pokemon, or people do Pokemon contests, etc. It's a good realization. And actually, something that Axon said yesterday is Axon, the Pokemon Go 2023 World Champion, who I interviewed for the podcast yesterday. I thought it was a really interesting point. Pokemon Go feels like a more realistic representation of what you see of Pokemon battles in the anime. Because, of course, in a real battle, but it wouldn't be so chess-like as the video game comes across. You wouldn't have time to... Your Pokemon wouldn't just be staring across each other from the field, waiting for both trainers to lock in their moves at the same time. Pokemon Go is more real-time. Switching in, you have to think fast. I think both modes of play certainly have a place, but it was an interesting point that I hadn't considered really before. Brock's into breeding. Alright, I'll go, yeah. And fossils. The lore from Heart Gold Soul Silver would suggest. But yeah, everyone enjoys it in their own way. What games and systems looking to for another playthrough? Thinking, in Purgatory and Emerald, thinking a Heart Gold Soul Silver shiny only playthrough could be fun. Yeah, well, currently doing a shiny badge quest in Heart Gold, Riley, which finding a new shiny before each badge. I've got 3 so far. I'm not going to spoil what they are because it's going to be an epic video at some point. Could be years, but it's all about keeping that secret. So I'm kind of covered on the HGSS front, Heart Gold Soul Silver front. It could be Ruby. I did a Dream Team quest on Sapphire. I just need to beat the Elite Four on that file. But I have all the targets, including Kyogre. I found Kyogre on a train, actually. Funnily enough. I think it was like 6,000. I bet you're glad I said 1,000 after that. 6,000 resets. I mean, 6 resets would be insane, wouldn't it? But yeah, good times. But in Pokemon Ruby, maybe Generation 4, to be honest. But I do enjoy a full quest, you know? Not just shiny hunting for the sake of it, find it, put it in the box sort of thing. I want to kick off an adventure. Generation 5 I could do, I suppose. I'm sort of reticent to start anything with Generation 5 because Black and White remakes could be coming relatively soon. Although having said that, it is normally a good like 5 years in between remakes, and Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl came out, what, late 2021? So actually, we are approaching 4 years since they came out. So maybe Black and White would be a good one to play through. But no, I think I want to go more classic, to be honest. So yeah, that's your answer, Riley. But yeah, I think you're right. I think starting a new quest for you, especially with your how long it's taking Zangoose to appear, could be a nice breath of fresh air on the side. I think a great thing about Pokemon is how it brings together people from different ages. Being 13 now is something that you can chat with your nephews about. Yeah, true. It's a really good point, Dreadshift. Yeah. Yeah, you're so right. Of course, we're a generation that grew up with it. We have such nostalgia for it. And I doubt there are many franchises that could represent that quite as well as Pokemon does, you know? Appealing to such a broad age span, I mean. Ruby, not Emerald. Yeah, fair enough, Riley. Yes, I thought that's what you meant. Can you find Viper and Zangoose in Emerald, actually? Whenever I see this screen, I'm mentally going through the registering phone number jingle. Da, 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 so I can time roughly when to press A. Because you can't skip that bit. Alright, everybody. The last 5 encounters of the stream. Let's see if Totodile shines. It would be way under odds if it does. Zangoose couldn't be found in any games other than Ruby until Black 2. Wow. But surely in the Heart Gold Soul Silver Safari Zone, Riley? Ah, that's it. Yeah. Right. Makes sense. Find Zangoose with a ruby cartridge in the DS. That's a good point. That's a good fact, actually. Yeah, those dongle hunts, so to speak. Very, very cool. I need to look into doing some of those at some point. Finding Generation 3 Pokemon in the Generation 4 games. Really cool. At some point, I'd love to do an Equinox hunt as well. So both Ruby and Sapphire. Going for Solrock and Lunatone. See which shines first. I think both those Pokemon are really cool. Excited for Legends ZA. Even when Totodile doesn't shine, Charlie does. Well, Al, what a kind thing to say. Thanks so much. I appreciate that. Al, what's your background with Pokemon? Are you competitive, more casual, shiny hunting? Set yourself challenges? Would love to hear. ZA, yes, certainly am excited for Legends ZA. To be honest, just any new Pokemon game right now seems like the most exciting thing, you know? Yeah. Re-exploring the Kalos region. I know that when ZA was announced, people were not expecting Kalos to be the focus. And so I am excited to revisit that region. Also, just how they'll expand the lore. Legends Arceus I did really enjoy. You're going to go and put the kids to sleep. Well, thanks so much for hanging out, Alex. A real pleasure to see you. Thank you. And hopefully see you tomorrow for beating Pokemon Brilliant Diamond with Just Lady Anne. 5:45 GMT. Sleep well. Alex, when you go to bed yourself, have a merry rest of your evening. Legends Arceus I did really enjoy. I think I wasn't such a fan of the battle system, the strong style, agile style. I don't think they needed to change that. But we'll see what they do for ZA. Certainly the idea of wandering around and just encountering Pokemon without having to run into them, so to speak. Maybe there'll be a shiny noise back as well. The trailer was really intriguing, and Pokemon Day is not too far away, is it? So I wonder what news we'll get there. I think something, you know, now the Switch 2 is announced. We could have some pretty big news at Pokemon Day. What are we all hoping for in terms of Pokemon Day announcements? Alright, this is the last one. The last check. Casual player since childhood, then put thousands of hours into trying to beat the Battle Factory in HGS. Wow, good for you. Oh god, yeah, the Battle Factory. Real challenge. Challenging facet of those games. How did that go for you, Al? So glad you got a Kalos game. Totally agree with you, Jack. I'm excited to re-explore Kalos. Sword and Shield came around. You saw VGC stuff. You've been hooked in VGC since. Haven't made it to a regional yet, but one day I will. Hope to see you at a regional at some point. I'll go. And it's not shiny, but you know me. We always do a bonus encounter. So. And one day it will be the bonus encounter that yields the shiny. The Urshifu styles. I guess you're right. I mean, strong and agile rather than rapid and single, but I know what you mean, Jack. Yeah. Battle style changes. Oh. Story and atmosphere of Pokemon Legends Arceus. I totally agree with you, Riley. Yeah. So exciting. And you played some competitive singles for a while. I'll go, alright. Pokemon Day is indeed the week after EOIC, Jack. What a hype time it will be. Is this going to be shiny, the last one of stream? No, it won't. It will not be. But it's been fun hunting nonetheless. Do you just want them to be open and honest? Yeah, true. That's a really good point, Riley. I would love That'd be a really interesting thing to happen. You haven't beaten the Battle Factory. Your record was 42 wins using the rental team ladder. Impressive, though, Al. Impressive. You're not sure what you want from Pokemon Day, Jack? Well, fair enough. Good to be surprised. Can't end on a female or 21 HP. Thank you for reminding me, Riley. Well, fortunately, we did not. We had an HP 20 male Totodile to end. Well, thanks so much, everybody. 876 encounters so far. We're approaching 1,000. I'll probably continue shiny hunting Totodile off stream tonight. And yes, I will record the resets so that when this all becomes a video, we've got the footage there and so that the reaction is not missed. Been so much fun to hang out with you all, so thank you all so much for being with me tonight. Hope you've enjoyed doing whatever you've been doing alongside stream, be it cooking or trying to hunting yourselves or a bit of VG practice. It's been a pleasure to see you all. See you tomorrow, 5:45, where I will continue my soloing Pokemon Brilliant Diamond with Ledian run. Time for the bit where we do a lot of Team Galactic stuff. So we need to save the world from Team Galactic. Maybe even encounter Dialga in tomorrow's stream. See how difficult Cyrus is. It's such a fun quest, that. So very much hope to see you there. Iris Arledian, very excited to see you as well. Aren't you, Iris? Yeah. Look at her, she's buzzing. Please do make sure you check out the episode of my podcast I released today with Rosemary Nekkra, taking a stroll through the lives of people in the Pokemon community, discovering the 6 Pokemon on their dream team along the way. It's a really fascinating chat that I had with Nekkra, so I hope you all enjoy listening to that. And that's the 40th episode, 39 further episodes on the channel to enjoy. So very much hope that you make the time to do that. And a broad range of guests, shiny hunters, VGC people, trading card game people, Pokemon Go people, Pokemon Unite as well. So there's bound to be an episode for everyone there. Make sure you've liked and subscribed. I mean, a huge amount, everybody. It really does go such a long way, more than it might initially seem. All my socials linked below as well. At Chazingdra on X, Blue Sky, Instagram, TikTok. Plenty more content on the channel. The vlogs of events that I have casted as a Pokemon video game caster. Silly comedy skits that I make within Pokemon 2, and plenty more videos planned for the channel, including the video summarising my 8192 Shiny Challenge in Birmingham, my Safari Week video. So make sure you are subscribed with notifications turned on so that you know whenever something drops and whenever I'm live. Got my Patreon link below as well if you want to support me as a creator. It would mean a huge amount, but fundamentally really appreciate you all hanging out tonight. And got my Discord community. Come and hop into Chazingdra's Chocolate Factory. Come and join the merry folk. It will be a pleasure to see you in there, sharing a love off stream for all of the treats that the Pokemon video games have to offer. So then, everybody, with that being said, let me just catch up on these messages. You enjoy Regulation F, Jack. Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. A lot of Raging Bolt mirrors from what I remember from that, but certainly a regulation that means a lot to so many of us. Been a pleasure hanging out with us all. Well, thanks so much, Red. Thanks so much again for hopping into the chat. Hope to see you tomorrow for the Ledian stream, or in a future stream, or in future content, or watching future content. So thank you, Dread. You take care as well, Riley. See you tomorrow. Pleased that you'll be there for the Ledian run. And everybody, you make sure now that you have a very merry rest of your day. Thanks, everyone.